as you look forward to the day of God. In 2 Peter 3, verses 9 to 12. The authors of sin and death, Satan, the devil, is also behind the scene authors of pagan customs like Halloween. Jesus said that Satan is a liar and the father of liars. And God is the God of the living, not the dead, in Matthew 24, verses 31 and 32. He is the God of not only true Christians alive today, but because of the certainty of the coming of the resurrection of the dead in 1 Corinthians verse 15, of those who will yet live when raised from the dead. So certain is that the resurrection that to God it is looked as on an accomplished fact already. Conversely, Satan is the Lord of the dead. Hebrews 12:14 says, Jesus Christ, that only by dying could he break the powers of the dead, who have the power of death. Satan is the Lord of the dead, in that he leads people by his lies, influences into the ways of the death. And the next verse puts them in bondage to the fear of death. He has focused Halloween on ignorance, people, and even well-meaning Christians in a subtle and deceitful way, perpetuating it through the Catholic Church with a Christian mask that hides its demonistic origin. When it comes to Halloween, or any other holiday for that matter, you should ask yourself, did God make man in his image, or did he intend man to make God in man's image? Not us. Not that a sobering thought. Now that's a sobering thought. The religious excuse for perpetuating Halloween might be that, as we've seen church leaders go along calling it a holy evening for all the Catholic saints who had no day assigned to them. But face it, people who celebrate these evenings today couldn't care less about such religious notions. All they think about is the insane gratification to follow the pack with everyone else and to have some fun. The Encyclopedia on Religion goes on to say modern Halloween activities have centered on mischief making and masquerading in costumes when resembling otherworldly characters. Folk customs not now treated as games, such as bobbing for apples, having committed from various deviation practices of the ancient celebrants of these occasions. Supernatural figures such as the ghosts, the witches, the vampires, the devils, play a key role in supplying an era of the mysteries of the evening, whether or not they originated or had a association with the festival. Children are particularly susceptible to the imaginaries of Halloween, as can be seen in their fascination with the demonistic likeness of a carved illuminati pumpkin, known as a jack-o'-lantern. In recent times, children have taken up the practice of dressing in Halloween costumes and visiting homes in search of monetary treats, likely threatening to play tricks on the owner if the treats are not produced. Halloween is one of the many human traditions that cloud biblical teachings and keep people in the dark from God's truth. That can set us free, it says in John 8:32. It is not a harmless holiday for you or for your children. God warns us to avoid it and to follow his ways, because he hates for us to dabble in the spirit world and his demons. Instead, God tells us in Isaiah 66, verse 2, on this one will I look, on him who is poor and of contrite spirit, and who trembles at my word. This is the end of the paper. Thank you.